Good morning. Happy Mother's Day to you. We just talked about Abraham and Isaac and God's provision. And last night we went out to get a Thai dessert and we got a Thai iced tea. And the guy said, "Hey, it looks like you could use two of these iced teas, Thai iced teas." So that was a big blessing. He gave us two. And I mean, this is a provision. I don't know if it's necessary, but it's a blessing that God's provided. So if you feel like complaining or getting down, just pray, talk to Jesus, get the devil out of there, flee from the devil, and he will leave you. Yeah. Resist the devil and he will flee you, and he will flee. Resist the devil and he will flee. I'm not good at verses, but just we're all going through the struggle, and it's Mother's Day, and I just want to thank God for his provisions, allowing us to be at home with all his provisions, family, food, and God be with those who don't have food, who don't have family. Just cling to the Lord, and we'll keep praying. Okay, let's do Genesis 24. Abraham was now very old, and the Lord had blessed him in every way. Abraham is blessed in every here he is. Abraham is blessed in every way. He said to the senior servant, He said to the senior servant in his household, "Put your hand under my thigh, that you will go and get a wife for my son Isaac." Promise to find a wife for Isaac, Abraham says. And the senior servant says, "I will." Wonder what his name was. He's a good servant. Then he prayed, "May it be that when I say to a young woman, 'Please let down your jar, that I may have a drink,' and she says, 'Drink, and I'll water your camels too,' let her be the one you have chosen for your servant Isaac. By this I will know that you have shown kindness to my master." Before he had finished praying, Rebekah came out with her jar on her shoulder. So here is the servant praying at the well, at a well. He's looking for a wife for Isaac, and he prays, "May it be that when I say to a young woman, 'Please let down your jar, that I may have a drink,' she says, 'Drink, and I'll water your camels too.'" So here's a picture. "Can I have some water?" "Yes, you and your camels." That means she's the one. That's a sign. Genesis 24:14 through 19. And here are all her camels. I wonder how many, or his camels maybe. How many camels did he have? Probably one or two. So may it be that when I say to a young woman, 'Please let down your jar, that I may have a drink,' she says, 'Drink, and I'll water your camels too,' let her be the one that you have chosen for your servant Isaac. By this I will know that you have shown kindness to my master." So he's looking for a sign, and he's kind of nervous. He said, "The Lord will, before whom I have walked faithfully, will send his angel with you and make your journey a success." Genesis 24:40. So the Lord, before whom I have walked faithfully, will send his angel with you and make your journey a success. I think Abraham says that. God will make you prosper. Genesis 25:21. Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah as his wife. Now Isaac pleaded with the Lord for his wife Rebekah because she was barren, had no kids. So Isaac was 40 years old when he took Rebekah as his wife. Rebekah and Isaac wed. I wonder how old she was. Now Isaac pleaded with the Lord, God, please help, because Rebekah is barren, no children. The Lord granted his plea, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived and had a baby in her stomach. The Lord granted his plea. Yes, Rebekah can have a child. So I think that is the egg and the sperm. Sperm in her uterus. She's going to have a baby. Rebekah conceived. Now Isaac pleaded with the Lord for his wife Rebekah because she was barren. The Lord granted his plea, and Rebekah, his wife, conceived. The babies jostled and moved around. The babies jostled each other within her, and she said, why is this happening to me? Poor Rebekah. The babies moved around inside her with each other. And she said, why is this happening to me? The Lord said to her, 2 nations are in your womb, and 2 peoples from within you will be separated. 1 people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. So 2 nations are in your stomach, in your womb, nation 1 and nation 2. 2 peoples will be separated. 1 will be stronger than the other. 1 people will be stronger than the other. And the older will serve the younger. Here's the older one will serve the younger. Thank you, big brother. So 2 nations are in your womb or uterus, and 2 peoples from within you will be separated. There's a separation there. 1 people will be stronger than the other, and the older will serve the younger. Usually the younger serves the older, but in this case, the older will serve the younger. Genesis 25:24. So when her days were fulfilled for her to give birth, indeed there were twins in her womb. And the first came out red. He was like a hairy garment all over. So they called his name Esau. So when her days were fulfilled for her to give birth, indeed there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red, and he was like a hairy garment, a hairy piece of cloth all over, like fur. So they called his name Esau. Esau is red and hairy. Afterwards, his brother came out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. So there's Jacob and Esau coming out. So Esau's only a little older. And Jacob was holding on to his heel, the back part of his foot. Okay, so here's my heel. So Jacob was holding on to Esau's heel. So the boys grew, and Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field, but Jacob was a mild man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his game, hunting, meat. But Rebekah loved Jacob. So the boys grew, and Esau was a skillful hunter, a man of the field, but Jacob was a mild man, dwelling in tents. And Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his game, but Rebekah loved Jacob. Oh dear. Genesis 25:29. Now Jacob cooked a stew, and Esau came in from the field, and he was weary, tired. And Esau said to Jacob, "Please feed me with that same red stew, for I am weary, I'm tired, I'm hungry." So now Jacob cooked a stew, and Esau came in from the field. He was weary, tired, and hungry. And Esau said to Jacob, "Please feed me with that same red stew, for I am weary, I'm hungry, I'm tired." But Jacob said, "Sell me your birthright as of this day." I think that means he's going to inherit, or help me to be the inheritor. Then Jacob said, "Swear to me as of this day." So starting today, sell me your birthright. I guess he will be the more important brother. And Esau said, "Look, I am about to die. So what is this birthright to me? I don't care. I need to have some stew. I'm going to die." So he swore to him and sold his birthright to Jacob. ... Thus Esau despised his birthright. So Esau swore to him and sold his birthright, his rights, I guess, the older son. Thus Esau despised his birthright. Genesis 26. There was a famine in the land, ... and Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines. So Isaac dwelt in Gerar, and the men of the place asked about his wife, and he said, "She is my sister." Here's beautiful Rebekah. Oh no, this is what happened with Sarah and Abraham. There was a famine in the land, no food, and Isaac went to Abimelech, king of the Philistines. So Isaac dwelt in Gerar, and the men of the place asked about his wife. Who is she? I should say men of this place, of the place. And he says, "She is my sister, beautiful Rebekah." For he was afraid to say, "She is my wife," because he thought, "Lest the men of the place kill me for Rebekah, because she is beautiful to behold." He was afraid to say, "She is my wife," so he said, "She is my sister," because he thought, "Lest the men of the place kill me for Rebekah, because she is beautiful to behold." Now, I don't know if this is the same Abimelech. Genesis 26:8. Genesis 26:8. Now it came to pass, ... that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked through a window and saw there was Isaac showing endearment to Rebekah, his wife. Now it came to pass that Abimelech, king of the Philistines, looked through a window, there he is looking, and saw there was Isaac showing endearment to Rebekah, his wife. Kissing? I don't know. So Abimelech's looking through the window and he sees Isaac and Rebekah. What's going on here? Abimelech called Isaac and said, "Quite obviously she is your wife. So how could you say she is my sister?" Isaac said to him, "Because I said, lest I die on account of her." So Abimelech called Isaac. "Isaac, come here. Quite obviously she is your wife. So how could you say she is my sister?" And Isaac said to him, Because I said, lest I die on account of her. I didn't want to die because she's so beautiful. Somebody would kill me." And Abimelech said, "What is this you have done to us? One of the people might soon have lain with your wife, and you would have brought guilt on us." So Abimelech charged all his people, saying, ordered all his people, saying, "He who touches this man or his wife surely will be put to death. He who touches this man will be put to death." So Abimelech told all the people, saying, "Don't touch this man or wife, or you'll be put to death. They're untouchable. She's beautiful, but you can't have her. Leave them alone." Then Isaac sowed in that land. Sowed is put seeds in there. Then Isaac sowed, Sowed, in that land, and reaped in the same year 100-fold, and the Lord blessed him. Then Isaac sowed in that land and reaped in the same year. And then his crops came up. He reaped. This is very small. Isaac sowed in the land and reaped in the same year 100-fold, 100 times what he planted, I guess. And the Lord blessed him. Reaped 100-fold. And it's getting late. I'll go ahead and stop here. We will talk about Esau in a little bit.